As a helicopter pilot, I've noticed that there's a little bit of a division between helicopter people and airplane people. In the spirit of unity, I've come to the middle of nowhere, and over my right shoulder is a buddy, James Lipman. He's got an airplane. I'm gonna see how the other half lives. I'm also gonna do a little light helicopter indoctrination. Oh, James!
So give me the lowdown. Who are you and what do you do? Why are you here in my helicopter?
Crikey, I might have to do a couple of edits on this. My name's James Lipman. I'm a photographer. I work kind of in the same industry as Micah.
Yeah.
Enough that we know each other, and I fly fixed-wing aircraft.
Let's get this thing airborne, shall we?
Cool. Here we go.
For you, the run-up really matters, because once you're going down the runway, it's like you're kind of committed.
Yep.
With this thing, the helicopter flies at 0 airspeed. If something's not right, I will know it before we're really moving. Everything's green, T's and P's.
This is why helicopters never leave immediately. I've just realized what's going on.
Helicopters are using the most power when they're stationary.
Right.
And they become more efficient as you move forward.
Interesting.
So let's get more efficient.
That cannot be beat. That rolling into the thing.
Yeah.
That's immense.
Normally I would pick up by this point, but we got a lot of plyo to work with, so we'll just kind of do this. How you feeling about the doors on?
I'm already digging the view. This is cool. This is, to me, is like, this is what a helicopter is all about, right?
Yeah. I already checked out this area, but you can be in it. That sort of close connection with ground. I mean, not too close. The right amount of closeness is what makes this so damn fun. 300 miles an hour at 8,000 feet, it feels very slow.
Sure.
85 miles an hour when you're in the bushes is good fun.
There's a thing with helicopters and fixed-wing stuff where you find a lot of fixed-wing pilots are like, oh, I don't like helicopters. They're noisy, or for some reason that they don't want to like them. Yeah. I'm the guy. I'll happily take a helicopter all day long.
Well, so let's talk about some of those differences. Let's compare fixed-wing and rotorcraft. The rotorcraft perspective is it's super expensive and very inefficient. I burn a lot more fuel than you do. It's a kind of a dumb way to get around. So because of that stupidity, it better be amazingly fun. It's almost like I couldn't choose it. It chose me. I was born to be a helicopter pilot. Consequently, I'm born to spend way more money than a smart person should on flying.
That's all of aviation. That's how that goes, right? Because you always spend up to your price point.
Yeah.
And then add some, because there's always somewhere you can go with it.
The thing I recognize is it's silly. It is a silly endeavor.
I'm not feeling silly right now. This is immense. I mean, I keep saying immense. This is spectacular.
Yeah, you feeling this is good?
Oh, it's so 3D. Right?
One of the rules that is so wonderful about helicopters is that there really is no minimum altitude. You can fly as low as you want, as long as you don't present a hazard to people or property on the ground.
500 foot is the basic rule. As long as you're 500 foot away from people, you're good. And then the exception is taking off and landing. This is way too low to fly a fixed wing, but we'll be legal now because there's no one out here. This is absolutely empty. Now, if we came over that hill and there's like a camp out, and we just went straight over their heads, ripped their flag top off, and then you're in deep. I mean, if they find your tail number, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, you got to be like, oh, get out of there.
A touchdown speed in the helicopter, even in an engine out, is barely above motionless.
Sure.
There's a lot of flexibility with emergency procedures. So there's a liberty that comes with flying helicopters, but it comes with a lot of negatives too. I mean, for example, when you're cruising, how fast are you going?
175 miles an hour.
So you are literally twice as fast as me. Literally twice as fast. You know what I'm thinking? Do you know the helicopter controls?
The only thing I'm going to struggle with is the throttle, right?
Yeah.
And putting the throttle on with the collective.
Almost all helicopters have a governor.
Yeah.
And that keeps their RPMs at a consistent RPM right there in that green range. My helicopter
does not.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
Completely manual. So when I lower the collective, I'm rolling off the throttle.
What happens if you don't? You stall the rotor or something?
Yep.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's obviously a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Why did Enstrom do that?
That's the old way of doing things. That's how it was. That's something we probably won't get into too deep, because even as a helicopter pilot, that took a lot for me to get. But the cyclic, so when I push forward, the entire rotor disc tilts forward, pushes us down, makes us go faster. Cruising along, and then we pull up.
Oh, there's the ground. That's pretty cool.
Go ahead and put your right hand on the cyclic.
Okay.
And then you can stay on with the other controls, but we're really just worried about the cyclic. And the way I do the collective, put your pinky on the bottom metal part, and then the rest on the cork,
Okay.
and that'll give you some sense. So as I roll down, that gives you a sense of what's happening with the motion.
Yeah.
I'm pushing right pedal here, and then as you pull up, you have to add left pedal because you're adding more torque to the main rotor, just a little bit. I'm going to real quick show you just how light the controls are. So this is turning to the left. It's very, very slight.
Not anything. Yeah.
And then the opposite direction. That's it.
Oh, that's like mind force.
Yeah, exactly. It really is more pressure than movement. All we're doing is keeping the helicopter nice and level. So I'm going to get us out here like 3100. The VSI is going to level out. The other cycle. There you go.
Wow, that's exceptionally sensitive.
You adapted pretty quickly, though.
Oh, yeah. You wait till I get on the other two controls.
So this is going pretty well, man.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, probably fewer, gentler movements.
Okay.
There we go. And then when we go over the top here, we're just going to come like 10 degrees to the right and aim at that white building down at the end.
Okay.
Okay, show me your right turn. You got to pull aft a little bit. There you go. And a little forward. There we go. Nice. I suspected that as a guy who knows how to fly airplanes, this would not feel completely foreign.
No, it's actually delightful. And the control weight's nice as well.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling thing.
So the cyclic forces change depending on airspeed.
Yeah.
So when we're in a hover, it's a very different centered position, and you can use that to trim it out. So if you want to come off the controls for a second,
Okay, I'm off.
Here I'll demonstrate something here. So like, I trim this out just right. It's fairly stable.
Yeah. Every fixed-wing pilot will tell you that it'll immediately tip itself out the sky.
Well, and a lot of helicopters that is the case, but the Enstrom is very, very stable.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go back to the airplane, and we're going to see if you can hover, and then we're going to go fly in your airplane. Nice correction. I'll be damned. Pilots are good pilots. Who would have guessed?
I never saw I was a good pilot.
In the helicopter world, this is going very, very well.
Nice. Okay.
Of course, the real test, can you hover? The answer is no, you cannot hover, but you can certainly try.
I mean, if you want me to try hovering it, maybe I'll do it at 500 foot and not at the ground level.
No. Stick with me, kid.
Okay. Plane looks cool.
Oh, yeah, the plane looks super cool.
From above.
Yeah, why don't you get a little footage of that thing? Why don't you pull the camera out?
Oh, do you know what? That's the obvious thing to do, isn't it? And obviously wind direction matters as much in this as it does in anything else, right?
Yeah, I mean, wind direction matters. You can hover in any direction, but there are certain angles where the rotor system, especially the tail rotor, is more or less happy. Look about 5 feet off the ground here. So if you want to put your right hand on the cyclic, that's the only control we're going to worry about.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1, then you're going to have the controls, and as soon as you start to get a little squirrely, which you will, I'll intervene. No pressure. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, your controls. Aft. There you go. A little bit of aft. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. Little left. Little aft. Aft. My controls.
You have it, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was going pretty well, man.
It went all right for a bit.
Look at one of those bushes that's a little further down the way.
Okay.
We're doing the exact same thing. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hang on. I instantly screwed that up.
You got it. We kind of have to be ahead of it, so as the nose.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Little left. My controls.
You have it.
There you go. Okay, we're going to give you one more time. Just sort of showboating this ability to fly backwards.
Right, yeah.
Okay, same deal.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Very nice. Nice, small movements. Small movements. That's going really well. This feels out of control, but you're doing very, very well.
Okay. Day one on the job.
There we go. Yes. This is going great. You're not going to pass a check ride yet, but I mean, this is going really well.
I've already smashed the top off the fuel pumps. Right.
And my controls.
Okay, you have.
Really nice. That was great.
I've just realised all helicopter pilots are witch doctors. That's ridiculous.
We are going to call this good. You did really well for your first attempt at hovering the Enstrom.
Do not get me into this. I'm already like deep into the airplane thing.
Well, this is why, you know what, having a helicopter is kind of like having a pool or a pickup truck. You're the guy that people can come to when they want access to that thing, but don't want to pay for that thing.
I don't want to pay for it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah?
Greatly, yeah. I didn't have a moment I didn't enjoy, so.
Yeah, you would do that again?
100%.
I'm going to sit down here, and while I do that, why don't you tell us about your airplane? What is it, and what should we know about it?
So the airplane, it's a Vans RV4. That one was built in 1987 in Bakersfield, which is...
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I know Bakersfield.
Yeah, exactly.
These are my people.
Just realised the connection, yeah. So, fairly old, but it's got the big motor in it. It flies lovely. It's what did someone say to it? It's good from afar, but far from good.
It looks great from here.
Yeah, when you get up close, it's a little bit rough. As aeroplanes fly in general, RV4s are beautiful. So I think in terms of the controls and stuff, you're going to enjoy it.
Okay, we will shut this off. Hopefully it starts up again. The joys of having
the joy of injection, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's so windy.
Talk me through this. What do you do before you take off?
So normally you get to the end of the taxiway, get out of everyone's way because there could be someone that wants to go, right? So you stop, you normally aim it into wind for cooling. So power checks, you give it 1800 RPM, or 16 depending on who you speak to, but I give it 18. And then you give it a left check, a right check, unit for mag drop, and there's no mag drop there. So, and then you go to idle. The mnemonic is cigar tip, so it's controls, so you check they're full and free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very close to my crotch.
Yeah, right, so that is the range of movement on it. I'm probably going to end up back in here at some point when we land.
Oh, that's good. It hits the gun. I'm okay.
Gonna hit you right in the balls. Instruments, gas, we have gas. Altimeter set, radio, transponder trim, interior and pattern. There was no patterns on a dry lake bed. If it goes wrong, we need to get out of it. You're gonna have to break your way out the canopy. There's no lever on the back of the canopy on this thing, so
I'm pretty ripped. I don't know if you noticed, but
just punch your way out. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's made out of nothing. The other neat thing with Chelsea is you can just turn them around on the spot.
Had to drift the RV. Pretty sick.
Exactly. Yeah, donut the RV. Yeah. You can follow through on the controls if you want.
I'll be gentle just to see what you're doing.
Yeah, they're a bit heavier than the helicopter, so.
Okay.
But I normally just I give it full power before I start moving. Okay. And the way it works with a tail drag is you get to sort of 50 miles an hour, then you can lift the tail up. There you go. A little bit more difficult with you in the back of it because it's heavier in the rear now. So then we get to flying speed. And that's called the V1, so you can
yeah, the claustrophobia of being in such a small cockpit immediately goes away. There's just so much to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Up to and including the Predator drone that shares the airspace with us.
Yeah, we've really got to keep looking for that thing. So, yeah, okay.
Got eyes on the drone over there.
You got him, yeah? Yeah, got him over on the left, yeah, okay. So we call this a downwind leg midfield. You don't have any of this, do you? You just fly into the airport. Do you fly a pattern?
I fly a pattern sometimes. Yeah, so when you're on your downwind, what are you looking for?
Okay, so downwind is brakes, undercarriage, mixture, fuel, instruments, carb heat, highs, hatches, landing lights. So that's the checklist for the things you do. So, and we get the speed down. You can't just bung the flaps down. You'll damage the aircraft. So you have to get the speed down to 100 miles an hour.
Okay.
Which is there.
By the way, I'm going to make a quick observation. One of the cool things is that even at this altitude, it feels like we're moving. The higher you go in the helicopter, the less it feels like you're actually moving. It's more like you're just hanging in a little trolley or something in the sky.
So we're past the 100 miles, we're at 95, so I put the two-stage of flap in, and then we start our base turn. We do have an RV that's now totally in the middle of the thing. So that's great.
This is one of the challenges with working in a dry lake bed.
If you just give it the numbers that you always fly with,
yeah,
you know, unless you're into really unusual conditions like major crosswinds and stuff like that, it will just do the same thing over and over again.
So it's all quite predictable.
Yeah, it's pretty predictable. 80 knots now, and I don't really have anywhere to aim to, so I'm just going to fly to the ground and probably bounce the crap out of it anyway. And here we are onto the ground, 60 miles an hour, and a flare, and choke power. There we
They're
go.
pretty smooth.
Yeah, not bad. There's sort of tail well as a 3-pointer. The trickiest thing with the tail dragger is the takeoff and landing. The aircraft doesn't want to go in a straight line, and you have to, if you can feel that, you have to do that the whole way down the runway. And there's no run. It's like hovering. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just have to fight it into a straight line the whole way.
But is there an angle beyond which you can't recover?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then you go into a thing called is a ground loop.
Yeah.
And you end up just and I've done that. You smash a wingtip off it.
Yeah, but it looks great on YouTube. That's where I've seen it, and so thank you for your
You've seen biplanes like roll off the side of the runway,
Exactly.
dig a wing and then flip over, and that's what that is. Yeah. So full power, off the brakes. So just watching the airspeed, and then we go basically hold the stick forward till the nose comes up. So hold the stick forward, like that. Right, the nose is up, and that's your flying out attitude right there. Okay. And then it's 70. Well, it's 70 now, so we're good to go. But and then you just lift off. Cool. Then deal again. I'm going to come off the controls. You have a fly.
Okay.
Yep.
So I have the controls?
You have the controls, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to head over here to the mountains.
Yep. Are you finding this a lot easier to fly than the helicopter, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. It's amazingly stable.
Yeah, in cruise here, I feel like I'm not doing all that much.
Yep. You're not.
In terms of my control inputs, is this kind of
It's
appropriate?
beautiful, yeah, it's
Okay.
nice, yeah. These things, the controls on them are really lovely, and especially in the 4, you're sat on the centre line, so you get a whole B-51 vibe to it, that kind of stuff. So this is kind of normal for a stick aircraft. So you're flying this, by the way. I haven't touched it for ages. So and you put the nose up, which is exactly what you meant to do. Perfect.
Can I try? I'm gonna just do like a left 360. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So the way you would normally fly, I mean, this depends on the aircraft, but you tend to lead in with a little bit of rudder, and that keeps you ball centered. Just here. So a little bit more left rudder. Oh, sorry, a bit more right rudder. Sorry. A bit more right rudder.
Oh, right rudder. There we go.
Look, you've got this.
Gotcha.
You've got it.
It's all easy when everything's working.
Right, yeah, there's no turbulence and you're not fighting anything.
So what's the worst turbulence you've experienced?
I had smashed my head on this canopy a number of times, and the first time I did it, actually, I thought I'd broken my teeth. I was like checking my teeth to see if they were still intact.
Were you concerned about the airplane?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
So I did an experience once in an Extra 300 out in Vegas. Yeah. It was a dogfighting thing, and I was turning the plane like I would turn my helicopter, and that was very wrong. Gentle and smooth.
No, you can hold this around. So the legal position on this is we can't do aerobatics right now because we don't have parachutes. Yeah. You have to have parachutes if you're two up. I've got take control.
Yeah, control.
I have, yeah. So we want to do this. And that's both the G force, right? 3G.
If you ever want to know that you're not an airplane pilot and you spend too much time on helicopters, just toss them with James. He'll show you what's what.
I'm not that great with G. I mean, I could do that a couple of times and it's like, okay, I'm done. But you take it back. Let's do it again.
Okay, I have the controls?
Yeah, but...
Okay, one of these days when I finally get my fixed-wing license and we're wondering where my sick relationship with the fixed-wing will begin, you are patient zero. You're the one who infected me with this. I'm betraying the helicopter world.
I don't think there's a rule that you have to be either or. I would have a helicopter any day of the week. So we're going to chop the power down to 1200, pull the nose up, and that will bleed speed off. So turn to final. I mean, normally you'd have the thing set up to land now, but we've got so much... I'd take a little bit less back. I have it. Yeah.
What I realize is that my instinct there is to keep pulling back to slow down.
Yeah. Which it will, but there's a limit. To the way. There we go. And get back on the pedals.
Okay, back on the pedals.
Okay, we're at 90. So I'm going to let you sort of dictate this, and I'm going to input when we need to. At 80. So that's 70. That's our number speed there. And let it settle down. That was a little bounce. Wasn't particularly nice, but and then what you want to do is just hold the stick back and get the brakes on. I mean, you're very complimentary about my hovering, which I'm delighted with, but that was exceptionally good. I'm sure within a couple of hours of doing this, you would be able to land a airplane. Or not even that. I reckon if we did 20 of these.
Yeah.
I think you'd be fine.
You know what that is? That is a tease. That is the perfect way to wrap up the video. Like, oh, this is maybe the beginning of an adventure. Hey, YouTube, what do you think? Should I learn how to fly airplanes in addition to the helicopter thing? I don't know why I'm leaving that up to YouTube, but
they're definitely going to make us the informed decision.
tell us in the comment section. all right. I feel like we've had a good flight. I pulled some G's. Fly me to the helicopter, James.
There we go. We get up and down. This is just, I mean, this country is the best at flying, isn't it? Like this part of the world as well. I don't think you're going to get better than this anywhere else on Earth. I think this is it. Yeah? This is it, yeah. Beautiful open space and all that kind of stuff. This is exceptional.
Yeah, this feels pretty liberated, man.
Right, big low pass. And we're going to do this to check the condition of the runway. Okay?
Very good.
Get a nice GoPro shot there of the helicopter.
This makes me think, just like I do with cars, do you have an airplane or a helicopter or some sort of flying machine that you'd like me to come fly? If so, hit me up on Instagram. Future Evie has put my handle at the bottom. That would be really fun. This is like setting the hook. Consider the hook set. I feel like I have to go experience more aviation stuff. Although I am definitely not getting into that weird powered hang glider thing.
Let's not do that.
That just looks ridiculous.
I'm actually looking at it right now thinking that looks really cool.
I'm going to wave very friendly, though. Hi.
Yeah, don't hate me.
Hi.
Is he waving or is he pissed?
What's he doing, like 35?
35. He's having a lovely evening now.
Good on him. There's no wrong way to aviate. Hey, James, thanks for the flight.
Oh, a delight. Dick, give me one of those. I can't do it. There we go.
There we go. Okay, open the cockpit. It's getting stuffy.
Cool, yeah.